I wonder if you clapped and I put the headphones on the microphone, and then you put your headphones on the microphone, it would just be an endless loop of clapping.
That is, you are describing feedback in the perfect way. It would be horrific, and our microphones would probably hate us forever.
I don't know. I think it'd sound pretty cool. Maybe it might start a little like music beat.
A beat.
You never know.
The thing is, though,
Yeah.
wouldn't it build? Because you'd have the sound going through the microphone, then that would continue with the sound that was already going through the system. I'm sure it would build.
Mate, this is way too early for this.
Maths in my head is broken.
I tried to think about how many claps would go back into the feedback and then back into the mic and into the feedback and into the mic. Yeah, no.
I'm not a clever man, especially not at this time in the morning.
Especially, yeah. Honestly, I don't know why we decided. I think this is your fault that we're recording this early in the morning.
It was either this or record very late last night. I'd rather do this morning because otherwise, last night I think I would have been a bit of a train wreck.
Yeah, that's true. Do you want to tell people why we're recording in the morning?
So I am flying out to Spain to see some family.
And what you have family that live in Spain?
I do. I have a wonderful set of grandparents who live over in Spain and moved there from Yorkshire about 15 years ago and have loved it ever since.
Why did they move from a fantastic place like Yorkshire, Joe?
Do you know what? It's just, when it comes to weather, Yorkshire's just a few degrees less than Spain.
Only a few.
Only a few. I mean, we've got the great beaches, we've got the sea, the sand, the sun, but it's just, they just wanted a little bit of tapas, a little bit of Espanol.
I mean, they do call Yorkshire the Spain of England.
Yeah, it's well known. It's well known for its superb weather and great ice cream. Not only that, but in Spain, they also have churros. Now, you can find churros at, the seaside, at the market stalls, and it's kind of their version of our fresh donuts that you might get at the seaside. Yeah. But I mean, obviously, this was back in my wheat eating days. The churros are so much better. They are a creation from the gods. I love them. They're brilliant.
Have you ever had American churros?
No, I haven't. What are they like,
mate? They are the gift from God, and I'll tell you why. Right, because Americans know how to do food.
Yeah,
there's one thing Americans know how to do, and that's food. And ever since I've had churros in this country or in any other country, they're just for some reason just not as good. I don't know why. They don't do it as well.
Do they make them bigger? Are they like fatter?
Oh, they're fucking huge. Like literally, you're walking around one of the theme parks, and they have like a little bag. Right, you know how you would have a small bag of chips from KFC, right?
Yeah,
or fries for the American people. Chips for the rest of the world, fries for the Americans. The small bag of chips, right?
Yeah.
They put a churro in that small bag, and then it is literally, God, like 10 more inches that are just sticking out of the bag. So you just look like a bit of you look like you're holding a giant lollipop.
Yeah.
And it is hilarious. And sometimes they're curved, which is always sexy.
I found
sometimes they're just straight up.
Straight up.
straight up churros, So that was my nickname in college.
Straight up American churro fry.
Yeah, straight up American churro fry. Just straight up churro for sure. Yeah.
No, I know what you mean. When you go to something like a market stall, and in Spain as well, the food seems to be so much cheaper, at least for us. Like compared to the
England
pound.
Is just expensive.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Yeah, especially after Brexit.
Mate, I went to Bulgaria, and It is like night and day. I got a fillet steak,
Nice.
medium rare,
Very nice.
a whole platter of roasted potatoes and vegetables, along with like assortments of spiced veg on my plate with the fillet. So it was a separate platter of roasted vegetables.
Yeah.
We got seasoned sweet potato fries.
Ooh.
And my partner at the time and the two people we were with also had a similar meal. Our table was completely full, and it probably cost us like £12
Yeah.
for that. And I was like, how do these people make money?
I don't
at all.
I don't understand it. And the thing is as well, you know, you want churros over here. Sometimes you find them in the freezer section of shops when they sell, you know, like ready to deep fry churros.
Yeah.
But if you want to buy them fresh, if you ever find a store that does them fresh, it's like £5-6 for a small pot of them with a bit of chocolate sauce. Last time I went to Spain, I went up to a truck and it was like literally €1.75, and they gave us like 12 straight up churros with this goopy chocolate sauce.
Straight up churros.
And you just
No curved.
no curve, the straight up.
Damn it.
They were sticking out the bag like they were reaching for the stars, and they were brilliant. And you had so many of them, and when you were done, you could go back for another €1.75 and get another 12. And it was it was just heaven. I loved it.
You know, I haven't had a churro since I've grown a beard, and I feel like it'd be a really messy time. Like honestly, the one bad thing about having a beard, if you ever have one, is that if you don't trim it or keep it in good condition, obviously this month's a bit different because it's No Shave November. You can't really touch your beard or your mustache, so it's gonna grow over slightly into your mouth, right?
Yeah, it kind of the sort of stragglers.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what I eat. I literally have permanently moved a tea towel up to my room because when I eat, I have to wipe my face every single fucking bite. And it's a pain in the ass because if you have anything with sauce, you're done. That's it. It's stuck in that beard until you wash your face.
Most people tuck their napkin into their shirt, like you tuck it into your inner lip.
Oh, honestly, it may as well be there. Every single bite, it's just wipe, bite, wipe, bite. It's bad. Honestly, it's. I do recommend growing a beard because they look great, but I don't recommend growing a beard because they itch when you're trying to grow one, and then when you've got one, as good as it might look, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I see. I'm quite far away from being able to grow a beard. I tried probably about a year ago, and it sort of went well-ish, but I did look. I didn't look great, and everyone around me was complaining because it didn't quite look full enough. So maybe for me in a beard, this kind of problem is like another 5-6 years away at least, I'd say.
Yeah, but you need to like ignore those people because I did. I had like a really patchy face for like probably 8 months, and every single person I met and every single person in my entire family said it looked awful. And I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna grow a beard. I'm committed. And now that I have a beard, when it's nice and trimmed, every member of my family like, oh, it really suits you. I was like, yeah, you weren't saying that fucking 2 years ago, were you? When I was trying to grow it out.
When it looked like a bear's ass.
Literally, it wasn't good. I'm not gonna lie, because I already look like a meerkat as it is. So I just looked like a meerkat that had been put through a hedge trimmer.
If you're so you're a meerkat.
Yeah. Or a mouse.
Or what are you, a meerkat or a mouse?
A mouse.
What? I don't know what I'd be.
Mate, you're like more like an otter.
Oh no, I know what I am. I'll have to find. I can't remember the name. They're a bit like an otter, but they're brown. And
otters are brown.
No, it's a different animal. It looks like
a
it's
beaver.
No, it's not a beaver. It's got a weird name. I'll have to find it. I can't remember.
I think you look like an otter.
I'll take that. I don't know, but I'll take it.
Like if you started racking, Jesus Christ. If you started whacking a rock against you, like, or like a different rock in small motions, you'd look like an otter.
If I started whacking a rock against me in small motions, I'd be admitted into hospital.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get very far.
Anyway, bringing it back full circle. What I was going to ask was when did your your grandparents move to Spain?
It was in the 2000s at some time. I don't remember. Maybe I want to say 2000.
When you were a young lad.
When I was a young lad. They moved out there.
They ditched you.
And we would always go out there for family holidays. And it's lovely being able to spend time with family on holiday. But it also sort of doesn't feel like a holiday at the same time because you're just with the people that you know and with the people that you... Well, at the time I was living with them, obviously. So you live with them all the time. But now they're renting a lovely little apartment out there on the East Coast, Southeast Coast.
Oh, they don't own an apartment?
They bought a house, but then they sold it and decided to rent instead. But the rent's great. The rent's, it's so cheap in comparison. It's like a 4-bed apartment for almost half the price of what we rent here for a 2-bed.
Yeah, the prices to rent here are ridiculous.
Yeah. Everyone, apparently wants
Just
to live
doesn't
in the
matter where
UK.
you are. They're insane.
Mm.
And if you move close to the city, it's even more stupid.
It's silly. Oh, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Speaking of churros, it reminded me of fries. What's your favorite type of fry? Chip.
There is this one. So there's two that I really like, or at least one that I used to like. They're called battered chips.
Okay.
Where down by where I live, there's a chip shop that does they're called battered chips, and all they are little chips, but they're coated in a thin layer of batter, so they look orange instead, and they're quite nice. But I've kind of grown out of them, and I think probably my favorite chips, or if they're ever on the menu, there's like a Chinese by me that does them, and they're like spicy fries. The ones that have salt and pepper fries.
Salt and pepper fries.
They have onions, peppers, and they've got a seasoning on them, and they are lush. They are. I tell you what, they are lush.
They're amazing.
They're amazing.
Completely agree. Now, the battered fries I've never tried. For anyone...
I would recommend them.
Yeah, for anyone not involved in the English battered scene, we don't just mistreat and abuse our fries. They are just covered in fried. What is another word for batter? Just fried liquid that's gone hard.
No, it's batter. That's exactly what it is. It's the exact same batter you'd put on like chicken, but thin.
Yeah, I guess. So
They're just batter.
Battered chips. Never tried those. But my favorite chip, and bless their souls, I can't have them anymore. Are curly fries. Curly fries to me are just epic.
I was gonna say curly fries, but then I just can't. If they made curly fried salt and pepper chips, then I'd be sold. I wouldn't eat anything else.
How do they curl the fries in the first place?
So when they get the potatoes, right?
Yeah.
Instead of cutting them into rectangles, they cut around they've got like a special machine that cuts around them so they're curly.
No way. So it's not like you can't just do it with a knife. Like you need an actual fry curler.
I mean, you probably could, to be honest. You could probably cut out a very thin strip of potato, and then bend it round something to make it curly and then fry them. But I think they have a special machine that cuts out literally curled fries.
That's cool. It's a bit like one of those apple peelers that would peel the apple top down in apple rings or apple slinky. Yeah. They were great.
I've never had one of those. I've never been the type of person that eats an apple cut. It's always been I just eat an apple normally.
You just
like a normal human being.
pick it up and eat
Okay,
it.
Joel. I pick it up with my hand. I rub it against my jumper a couple of times, and then I take a bite.
Why do you rub it against your jumper? Is it, you gonna? It's like a cricket ball. You're gonna lob it at someone.
You just rub it. See how shiny it is. Do you not rub your apple? What?
No, I tend not to. I sort of, I mean, I inspect it first to make sure it's got nothing hanging out of it or some little critter on the other side that's like, oh, hello. But I don't tend to. But I feel like I have done before. But I feel like that's just been out of habit, not out of any.
Yeah, but how can it be out of habit if you've not done it?
No, I feel like I've done it before, but I think only at very, very strange times when it's been a case of doing it out of habit because I used to play a lot of cricket.
Maybe that's why I do. I don't grab an apple, rub it against my jumper, think, oh, this is very shiny apple. I take this one. No, I just I just take the apple and rub it against my jumper and then bite it. I don't look at the apple.
I'd love to.
Maybe it is from cricket. But I don't remember ever doing that with a cricket ball.
They always do it with cricket. They do it with cricket balls for some reason. I forget what it is. I just can't get the image out of my head, though, of you picking up an apple, rubbing it against your jumper, looking at it, and then just putting it back down. It's not shiny enough for me.
That's just not a good apple. No shine. I don't see my reflection. Terrible.
You'd be a nutter if you did it with a banana.
Do you eat bananas with the skin on?
Oh, no.
Good. I know someone that does eat a banana with the skin on, and it makes me gag, and it's awful.
How do they? The skin is so tough, and it's a rugged eating experience. Is the skin of a banana? It's nothing enjoyable.
Yeah. I mean, it tastes like shit. I've tried it once. It tastes like shit.
Yeah, it's bitter.
But I guess if you're eating the banana with the banana inside and the skin, I guess the sweetness might overcompensate the sourness or the bitterness of the skin.
I guess, but
still, why would you do that? You're not a monkey.
Monkeys peel them. Monkeys know what to do.
Some monkeys peel them. But there's more nutrition. There's more nutritional value apparently in the entire skin of a banana than the actual banana itself.
That makes sense because I guess it would be how all the nutrients travel through the banana. Maybe
doesn't that say how the universe hates us though? Because they're like, here's this really nice fruit. The inside is really nice and sweet. You're gonna love it. But the outside, that's where all the nutritional value is. And it tastes like shit.
Yeah.
That's the universe giving a big middle finger. Fuck you.
Everything you like to taste is going to kill you faster. And everything that tastes okay is going to help you.
And we're going to have some people... Wait for it. We got a good idea. We're going to have some people that can't have gluten.
Losers.
I mean, imagine those people. Am I right? Jesus Christ, that'd be funny, won't it?
Point. You might as well just stop eating now. Gosh.
Yeah. No, mate, that seems like a common trend. It's like all the good shit for you tastes like poop. Like poo-poo.
That's definitely bad for you. That is one thing that tastes bad and is bad.
Bear Grylls would beg to differ.
No, Bear Grylls was on the urine cycle. He wasn't on the
true.
On the poop train.
He wasn't on the poo-poo saying, yeah. He was the number one, not the number two.
Speaking of gluten-free, I
thought you were going to be like, speaking of shit.
Isn't it the same? No, there is some good gluten-free stuff out there. But I've found recently that with the rise of veganism and the people
me kiss on the lips.
Not wanting to... What? What did you say?
Nothing, carry on.
I literally don't know what you said. I'll have to go back and listen to that.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Don't, no.
Okay. When I went to a Subway, as in the shop Subway that sells sandwiches.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not like the underground. And
I mean, we don't call it a Subway, but yeah, sure, not in New York.
I went up to them and I said, do you have here, because I know they do it, do you have here the gluten-free bread? And they were like, yeah, we do. So, great. So what do you want? I'll go for the meatballs. Oh, great, I'll have the meatballs. Awesome. And then they looked at me. Whoa, hang on a second. Yeah? Is it okay? We only have the meatballs, not vegan meatballs. That's fine. Carry on. Okay, great.
Go ahead.
Oh, we don't have enough meatballs. I can give you some extra cheese because you're down a meatball. Yeah, of course. Give me some extra cheese. Great, no worries. Oh no, but it's not vegan cheese. Do you want the vegan cheese? No, I don't want the vegan cheese.
Yes, I want the vegan cheese with my meatballs.
I said to her, I said, listen, I'm gluten free is for me it's a medical thing. For other people, it can be a decision. That's fine. For me, it's a medical thing. Give me everything real that you can, and I'll just handle the fact that the bread is weird.
Please,
I'll take it all. I'll take it
all.
But I will have some of the vegan lettuce.
I still can't get over how you. I was giggling to myself, and I tried to keep it away from the microphone. How you approach? Do you have here? What kind of formula? What kind of sentence is that? Sorry, I know you're Subway, but do you have here the gluten-free bread as opposed to over there? You know?
What I mean is, I was kind of like, because I've had this
here.
When you have the conversation with every single Subway, like I seem to go to Subway a lot, you kind of say, "Oh, do you guys do gluten-free bread?" And they're like, "Yeah, we do."
Isn't that like really counterproductive? It's like, I'm gluten-free. What restaurant should I go to? The one that is prioritizing bread as their main ingredient.
But it's fast. They create it quickly. You get it there. You can go. You can leave. It's in a nice like package.
Can't you just go to? Yeah, but so do like noodle places like Wok to Walk or We Were.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't been to one of those yet where I've had some like decent gluten-free stuff, because a lot of the problem I find with a lot of Chinese is that there's gluten in everything somehow.
Yeah, but they have gluten. I'm pretty sure when I worked in We Were, they have gluten-free noodles.
What about the fillings though? I feel like you get pretty limited, because you can't have like all the nice fillings with the stodgy sauce, because that contains gluten or soy.
Oh, true. Actually,
it's like that. You can have noodles and then sprinkle a bit of spring onion on it and blow on it, and then there you go.
Blow on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's just noodles and spring onions, nothing else.
Yeah. Maybe a bit of water. I don't know. Oh, the
honestly,
life.
I don't envy you whatsoever. But I think I'm very, very lucky that I'm not allergic or intolerant to anything that I've come in contact with in my life.
I don't know, mate. You seem quite intolerant to my bullshit.
I will if you fucking carry on. Do I need to tell them? Huh? What was it, episode 3? Episode 2? Getting the fucking name wrong? Messaging me early in the morning. Yo, I've just realised it's not Phoenix.
Well,
can we edit it out? I'll record it.
No one would ever know. No one would ever know, because it was straight in there. No problems.
Yeah, I know, because I edited it.
I recorded it.
Yeah, with my direction, okay? All right. Listen, the actor is nothing without the director.
Ooh.
All right.
Get you on Audible.
That's false. That's false. Entirely false.
That's a conversation for another day.
But at the moment, we're talking about food.
Yeah.
And speaking of food, I honestly have to say that if you had noodles without any sauce, that would be one of the saddest, like, dishes to eat ever. You just have, like, slimy noodles with no, like, flavor to them.
Yeah, because noodles do have
noodles and no sauce.
A little bit of slime to them. It's not like slimy, but there is a little bit of, I guess, stodginess around them.
Yeah. But have you ever had noodles with no broth, no sauce?
I don't remember ever having noodles without anything else.
Exactly. Point proven. It's sad.
There is one good thing about being gluten-free, though.
What's that?
That is, whenever you have a meal, you have to have a light meal, because gluten's usually quite heavy on your indigestion. Or digestion, sorry, not indigestion. That's what I get. It's quite heavy, so whenever you have a gluten-free meal, like if I have a gluten-free pizza, you don't walk away feeling bloated and full. You walk away feeling satisfied, but you don't walk away feeling stuffed, which I do like. That's one good thing.
Yeah, but like, do you ever, with your gluten-free lifestyle, do you never have to like undo the top button of your trousers and be like, okay, now, yes, slap that like food baby.
Sit in front of the fire.
This is it. Yes.
Fall asleep.
Can of lager, one end, remote in the other, football. You know.
I don't pay for football. I don't pay the subscription to get football. I listen to it on the radio.
Well, I mean, it sucks to be you then, doesn't it?
I do follow.
Radio in the one hand, football.
Like I follow Leeds United.
Of course you do.
Because I mean, then season so far not doing so well as they hoped, but they're not right now. At least they're not in the relegation zone. So anyway, could be worse.
I love listening because my dad's the same. He supports Aston Villa. And like, if they're having a bad season, it's always, well, at least they're not in the relegation zone, so it's all right. Yeah. It's literally like having a kid and being like, well, at least he's not last. That's fine. Yeah. That's a good thing.
It's the one saving grace that you can say. Someone says to you, because it's such a tribal thing. Someone says to you, your team's terrible, they're doing shit, and you're like, well, they're not in the relegation zone, so chill out, okay? Pipe down.
So back off.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Come back again when we've gone down to a lower division.
Yeah. But then when you get into the lower division and then you're like top 3, you're like, yeah, but we're doing great. It's like, yeah, because you're in the lower division, you're not. You're playing against fucking high schoolers.
Against high schoolers. The championship. High schoolers.
Yeah. Yeah, it may as well be. Fucking shitters.
Yeah, but I've never been a massive. I started getting interested in football when I say interested. I follow it. I don't go to any games or anything. Started getting interested in it when I came back up to Leeds, and it was a bit like, okay, this is, I guess, a city that I was born here, so I should look at supporting them. And then they started doing quite well, and then they got through to the Premier League, and then I was like, oh, there you are. Yeah. But that's enough.
I was going to... Well, all right, fucking fine. I don't want to talk about football anyway.
No, sorry.
Whatever.
Go on. What were you going to say?
It's about the Mets, baby. The Mets. Let's go. No, I mean, like, I'm not a huge fan of football at all. But, like, I have a difference. I don't support where I'm from. So...
Yeah. Do you support a team?
Bit of a difference there. I do support a team. I support Liverpool.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh.
What are you laughing for? I'm being serious.
And I see why. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense now.
I don't do if, buts, or maybes. I do absolutes. All right.
This is epic audio. Is there any sport that you actually follow quite religiously or that you're quite interested in?
Funnily enough, and you might not class it as a sport, but I do follow like esports.
No way.
I follow League of Legends.
Okay.
I wouldn't say religiously, but I do follow like the European leagues and then Worlds, because Worlds recently finished.
Mm-hmm.
So I do follow that. I used to follow like Rocket League, but then I got bored of that. But besides that, not really. I do keep up every now and again with badminton and squash, but the only one that I really follow is UFC.
UFC, that makes sense. I mean, in this country, though, it's a pain, because don't you have to stay up until, like, early hours of the morning to watch a lot of the fights?
For most of them, yeah. Yeah, it's early hours.
Yeah.
But it's worth it in some cases, because, like, when you get past that, well, you know what I'm like anyway. I'm a night owl. I haven't slept up until this point and have been waking up at, like, 6 p.m. and 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make a difference. I'm basically on US time or Australian time anyway.
I was going to say, for some context, I'm flying out today. So I said to Gareth, I'm going to get up early, do some stuff in the morning, and then we can record early in the morning. Gareth is about to go to bed after this. And I'm about to start my day. No.
I'm about to go over to Birmingham, get a COVID test, come back, and then pass out.
And then you're going to sleep. You're finally going to put your poor body to rest.
Yeah. I mean, as you say poor, but I have good sleep. It's just at the wrong time of day,
Yeah.
you know? Plus, like, in England at this point, you wake up in the dark, and then you basically spend 90% of your day in the dark anyway.
That's true.
So,
yeah, you do.
You know, like the light breaking through my curtains now is the most light I've probably seen in days.
Well, it would be, because you're asleep through it all.
No, exactly. But it's not even... this will last 3 hours, and then it will be dark again.
When it does get to... In fact, when's the shortest day? It's...
I don't know.
I'm sure it's like December sometime. Or is
I
it?
don't know. I sleep through them.
Every day is short for you. But it's true, though,
Every
because
day.
I go to work in the dark. I come back in the dark. I wake up in the dark. I go to sleep in the dark. I, wake up in the middle of the night in the dark. That makes more sense, though. It's just a lot of darkness. And then when you do
Are you sure your horror podcast isn't sending you to sleep, sleep, sleep?
What, to sleep, to have a nightmare?
I was going to say sleep. Fucking Jesus, man. What is... I was going to say sweet, deep sleep, but my brain didn't process the first two words and just went sleep, sleep, sleep.
Whatever this podcast is, it's people watching us struggle to live.
I don't know about that. I'm pretty alive. Pretty raring to go.
Or struggle to make a correct sentence.
Why did you try a complicated word? That's my question. Struggle to make a that. Jesus, never mind.
Didn't mean to. Yeah.
Never mind.
But I do know what you mean, because when you wake up and it's dark, and it's just so dark all the time, it makes you feel just a little bit more sad. And then when it's in summer, I find it happier.
Yeah. That's one good thing about summer, is that like you are a lot more willing to go outside, willing to be cheerful and enjoy it. Whereas winter comes along, and England is what England normally is, a bunch of depressed people looking at the ground, wondering what to do with their life.
With black umbrellas walking through London in the rain.
Yes.
That's all England.
Top hats.
And top hats.
With top hats and red phone booths.
And monocles. We have monocles.
Yes, exactly. And the canes. Don't forget the canes.
And you cannot go to work unless you have apologised to at least 4 people beforehand. Terribly sorry.
This exactly. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm terribly sorry.
Hold the door for you. Sorry.
No, you go first. No, you go first. No. Please, madam, you go first.
Considering that we are a nation of polite people, we are surprisingly bitter. At the same time.
It is that, honestly, it is the case that we are, if you go anywhere else but England, people aren't polite. It's crazy. Not to say that they're not nice, they are nice, but they're not like, they won't queue up for things like we would in a lot of places. They'll just like, I remember when I went to Austria, there's not a queue for the gondola at the ski resorts. People just walk on when they feel like it.
Yeah, and there's no shame in that either, because in
no, of course
the UK there is shame if you try and queue jump.
Oh, there's definite shame. You'll be beheaded.
Yeah, it'd be the end of you, sir.
Drawn and quartered, I say.
It was
on the spike.
It was great the other day, because I was getting some fuel in a petrol station, which makes sense. And
yes,
I was at the counter, and a horrific thing happened. It was a small petrol station shop, and a horrific thing happened where the queue split. So we had gone round the shop, and we were queuing from one side to the counter, but you could also walk straight in from the door and go to the counter. And someone walked up to the counter as if they were going to go to the counter and stood, basically at this point, forking the queue off in 2 different directions.
How dare they?
And then this guy walked in, and now, bearing in mind, I'm not the tallest person ever. This guy walked in, and appearance-wise, he looked like the biggest bruiser. He looked like he could have been Mafia level 1. Like he was just going to walk in, slap some cash down on the desk, and just walk out. And he walks in, and he looks, and he's looking really confident initially, and he's looking like he's owning the shop, he's owning the place. And he walks in, and he sees the queue split, and all of a sudden you see him just stop and not sure what to do. And then, literally, the fact that this queue had split reduced this, like, brute of a man that was, like, 6'6", all the way down to, sorry, mate, I'm just going to get behind you. Is this a queue? Is that, I've got this. Yeah, sorry, mate.
Yeah, but it's just trying to be a polite gentleman.
Yeah, it was. But it's like, it cuts us off at the knees to queues. We can't.
It does.
We just can't.
But to be fair, though, I'm one of those people, and this might not come to any surprise. I'm one of those people that if that situation does arise and that person goes, like, to try and fork off the queue, I'm like, mate, queue's this way. All right.
Oh, you're a queue enforcer.
Mate, no, I'm just like, bitch, I've been waiting. You can wait. Get fucking behind me. You know? Because, like, the thing is about England is that a lot of people will keep their noses down.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they won't talk back unless they're chavs, right? Unless you're dealing with some roadmen, they don't talk back. So you've got to become the roadman. You know what I'm saying?
We do, like, in other countries, it does, like, especially, let's say, we only see the media that makes it to us, but in America, it seems like a lot of people are much more willing to share their opinion and for it to just to be a much more normal thing. But yeah, over in the UK, we're the sort of people that will say nothing and then afterwards they go, oh my gosh, that were a rubbish situation. That can't believe they did that. Unbelievable.
We're a bunch of pushovers for the most part. You know, we'll let people cut in the queue and then slag them off in the car afterwards. But we wouldn't have said anything at the time. You know, but there are, like, I wouldn't say I'm that much of a dick in the sense of say if it's just me in the queue, right? And I've been waiting, and then someone cuts in front. I'll look at him and be like, "You all right, mate?" And then he'll look at me, realizing that I'm waiting there, and I'll be like, "Oh, sorry, mate. Did you want to go in front?" I was like, "Nah, it's all right. You crack on. I was waiting."
You give them the moral choice. No, it's fine. I don't mind. It's up to you.
or I'd just be a dick. It's like, no, it's fine. You go ahead. I wasn't trying to, like, hurry to the hospital for my, you know, dying pet.
I'm having a heart transplant later today.
It's fine, but you can go first. Whatever.
Spiteful.
I'm not dying or anything.
We're just spiteful. Spiteful British people.
I am a bitter British person, and I won't even, like, I'm not even afraid to admit it. Life has made me bitter.
Don't sugarcoat it. You're just a spiteful, bitter British man that wants nothing more than to have a straight-up American churro.
True. Actually, no, that is right. That is definitely right. That's all I want in life is an American churro. I don't want to live in America. I want an American churro in Australia. I'd be happy there.
And you're also a meerkat.
Oh, mate. I would definitely be a meerkat. Like, just standing on top of the rocks, looking over, be like, oh, what's over there? Ah, nothing, it's fine.
What's over there? And all your friends will be like, yeah, what is over there? What is that?
What is that over there? What's that? Guess, what are you seeing? I'm like, no, don't worry about it. No, fuck yeah, no, don't worry about it.
If I was to come back as an animal, if I was to be an animal, I would be really torn between wanting to be some lovely house dog that just gets spoiled and looked after and gets to lounge on the couch for the 12 to 17 years. Yeah, so my dog basically.
So your dog, yeah.
I wouldn't sure whether I'd want to be that, or whether I'd want to be like a wild animal at the top of the food chain, like a shark or an eagle or something that just gets to boss everything.
Honestly, I would want to be a cat.
Why?
And there's one reason for it, because they're like half wild, half domesticated, and they can choose when to show people affection. Yeah. They're basically humans in the sense of, like, they'll waltz into the house and be like, yo, give me some food, give me some fuss, now I'm gonna leave. Right? So then they get what they want, they leave, they go and hunt down whatever they want. They're the best parkour artists in the world. Right? Whereas, like, a dog, like, imagine if you're a dog, yeah, and the only thing you want to do is go out for a run, and then your owner's like, oh yeah, but I'm tired today. As a cat, you just
Yeah.
leave, don't you? You're just like, oh, fuck you then. I'm going out for a run. Whatever.
Well, this is...
And then,
Yeah.
I was going to say, and then if you're going to be at the top of the food chain of a wild animal, all they know is like hunt, eat, sleep, hunt, eat, sleep. They don't know anything else.
Yeah, it's a very, make or break kind of life, isn't it? It's sink or swim.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Great if you're a shark.
Cats, they win. They don't care. They just win.
I've had a few cats in my life, and all the cats that I've had have been outdoor cats. Now, I have seen some indoor cats, and indoor cats, and this is a very selfish thing, but indoor cats are, I find so much more fun to be around as a human than outdoor cats. Because outdoor cats have seen it all, right? They're like, listen, I have ripped the guts from a shrew. I have killed things. I've seen things you couldn't ever imagine. So when they come in and you're like, oh, look at this little mouse on a string. And they're like, shut up, go away. Go and find me something worthwhile to play with. But then...
like a dead bird.
Like a dead bird. But then, and even then they'll play with it and they go, no, it's fine. I should let it die on its own.
It's dead.
But then when you got an indoor cat, they're like, whoa, a ceiling fan. And they stare at it for ages. They're so inquisitive because they just don't know. They haven't been, they haven't had experience in being outside.
See, I find like outdoor cats to be like Scar from Lion King.
Yeah.
It is a case of like, yes, you can pet me if you please. Yes, that's good. Right there, under the chin. Now I'm going. Bye-bye.
Yes, that's good. Stop
it.
I will kill you.
Get off. Raise his paw. I will slap you.
Yeah, they have a point where they love it, they hate it.
Well, we had one of those. It's the story I told you about when I first moved into the house in Cardiff, and I was asleep with my partner at the time, and she was hideously allergic to cats, and it's 4 a.m. No one else is in the house, and I'm passed out asleep, and I hear my partner go, "There's a cat in the room." I was like, "Yeah, whatever, fucking go back to sleep." No, there's a cat in the room. 2 seconds later, meow. I wake up, there's a fucking cat in the room. Where's the cat? And we called her Nosy because she's not our cat. She was never our cat. And she would always come and visit. And she'd be really nice up until a point where it's like, oh, you want to give me fuss? You want to give me food? You want to give me fuss? And now swipe.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're giving her fuss and you scratch the wrong area.
Yeah.
And that's it. Game over. You've been scratched. They've been clawed. Don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm running away.
It's claws for you. There's a cat that lives near us here. It's a lovely little ginger cat. And you walk up to it and it'll run up to you and it'll rub itself on your legs, get so excited, and then you start scratching it and then it's like, and trying to like claw you all of a sudden. And then it comes back to you and it's rubbing yourself on your legs again. And it's like, what do you want?
Yeah.
How are we meant to know? I don't know.
No, exactly. And those type of cats are always the ones that are like shedding fur everywhere. I'll just say, like, you've got a nice pair of black jeans on, you've just come back from work, and all of a sudden this white cat has turned your black jeans grey.
You see, unfortunately, I've been ruined because of having a husky. The fur.
Oh, mate, imagine.
Fur is another level, and it's like you literally have to pull out the fur of them in chunks. It's unbelievable. No. You can't get away from it. Your clothes are covered. Every item of clothing is covered. Your bed.
Room.
I've gone down to
the house,
the parents' house where Padme resides. Spent a couple of days there. Come back up, and literally 6 months later, I'll be like, oh, it's a Padme hair.
You just like eating a piece of food. Ew. There's a Padme hair in my mouth.
And for whatever reason, they look, when they come out, they look exactly like crinkle chips.
Huh?
The hairs look exactly
like
crinkle chips.
What do you mean you pull them out in the chunks?
No. The single hairs, when you pull a single hair out and you look at it, it's in the same pattern as a crinkle chip.
Right.
Like do you know the scissors you used to get in primary school that could cut a pattern, like a squiggly pattern?
Yeah.
They're like that.
You know what?
Yeah.
I can't. I've never pulled hair out of a husky, so I would never know. The only hair I've ever had from animals has been cat hair, and then like border collie hair, and that's just all straight fur.
Yeah, we'll come round and you can, pull hair out of my husky anytime.
Yeah, yeah. I'll pull all the hair out of your husky. I'll make her a bulldog or something.
A bald dog.
A bald dog. Yeah, exactly. Mate, this. I don't know where these topics have gone. We started off in Spain, then we moved to food, and now we're talking about England being incredibly polite, as we always are, but everyone else can go fuck themselves.
Sorry.
Yes, no, sorry, obviously. I don't mean it. I love everyone, but fuck you.
Yeah, and I'm about to go and experience.
And now we're talking about dogs.
Spanish culture and some. I mean, Spanish people, lovely, wonderful.
No, they're just party animals, aren't they?
They're just party animals. I love the food in Spain. The food in Spain is epic. All the cheeses, the bread. The bread was good. Haven't had it in a while.
That you can't have.
But the cheeses are great, and the alcohol is cheap out there as well. Very good cheap alcohol.
Yeah,
it's always nice.
I didn't think you drank. You drunk.
I don't drink loads, and in fact, my grandparents, I was speaking to them the other day, and they said to me that they're gonna get me on their car insurance when I'm out there, and I said to guys, don't worry about it. It's it's not. I'll be spending a lot of time with you, and then they said, oh no, we've got plans to go to restaurants. I was like, oh, so I'm going to be the chauffeur.
You're the taxi driver.
Yeah,
huh?
exactly. So I won't be drinking huge amounts, but I will indulge in the odd whiskey here or there, give or take.
Yes, a man of culture.
A man of culture drinking the most, English
cheapest whiskey. It's that typical. Oh, you're going to an exotic island or an exotic place on the world. What are you having for food and drink? Oh, I'm just gonna have some fish and chips.
Yeah. When I was a disgrace as a child, we used to go to a wonderful Indian restaurant in the town that we lived in, and whenever I went there, because I was young and I wasn't cultural with my food, I would always order chicken and chips. And they made the most wonderful curries. And I've had curries from them as I got older, and they were great. But I always have chicken and chips. And I feel so disappointed looking back at myself, because they would bring me all this chicken, all these chips, and then I'd never get to taste any of the actual, reason they set up the whole restaurant.
But that's you can allow that because you're a kid,
Yeah.
But if you went there now, the established adult that you are, and went, can I have some chicken and chips, please? Then I'd be a bit disappointed.
They did bring me, they told me, because I was a young boy, I had to grow big and strong, and they gave me more free food because of that.
So, you're a young boy, you've got to grow big and strong, so instead of giving you vegetables like most, people do, and like being like, eat your carrots and you eat your broccoli or you grow big and strong, they give you chips and chicken.
They gave me chips and chicken, just as I asked.
Right. Perfect. I will have a closing statement, Joel, and I want you to give me your honest answer.
Okay.
What is one food that you would risk consuming gluten for?
Yes.
And die.
Inevitably
die.
The one food I would have gluten for, it's got to be freshly baked bread.
When was the last time you had freshly baked bread, Joel?
About 9 months ago, before I went gluten-free.
Wait, you've only been gluten-free for 8-9 months?
I was gluten-free as a child, and then I was okay for a while, and then I was gluten-free again. So it's been about 9 months.
So, like, the universe gave you a taste of, hey, here's what it's like to be normal. What, you enjoying that? No, fuck you.
Yeah.
No.
You like that? You can't have it.
No more bread for you.
Well, while I'm away in Spain, you go enjoy your gluten, and have whatever gluten you want. You go and have your ramen and your, noodles.
I'm literally going to get noodles today.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
So, yeah, you should be.
Damn it.
We bloody walk in a box. I'm going to get some egg noodles. I'm going to get sweet and sour sauce, chicken, fried garlic, fried onions.
Well, I can't listen to that anymore. It's too much.
Well, I can't listen to you. There.
Goodbye, Gareth.
There. You know what? Enjoy Spain. I didn't want to come anyway.
I'll see you on the other side.
Yeah, I hope you get deported back to Spain.
Without COVID.
With COVID.
Oh, you're so kind.
Go back to Spain with COVID. Suffer. Try to get back in and then be deported back to Germany, where you belong.
Well, I will speak to you afterwards.
Yeah. Speak to you afterwards.
Bye.
Enjoy your flight.